So this is the Civivi Regulatron. And right off the bat, I want to talk about how small and compact this knife is to use. The scales being thicker than I would say what Civivi's typically does for their smaller knives, which makes it an easier grip on the horizontal here, so my fingers have more space to grab onto. The handle's also very, very short compared to something like a brother knife in, let's say, the Civivi Altus. I'll compare wood to wood real quick. Now looking at the two knives, it's almost like the Altus shrank the handle a little bit and then got a little bit more space in here, giving a bit of a wider footprint in the palm. Now obviously there's the grooves for the fingers, whether you want your finger to be here or be up here, you have a couple space to move in. Depending on the size of your fingers, this might be something that becomes a hot spot for you, or it could be really comfortable giving you a really good grip, allowing a nice choke up. That all depends on each individual user. Your mileage may vary. But now let's talk about price and what Civivi is trying to do with this knife. So in ascending order, this knife is about $53, this knife is about $56, this knife comes in about $58. So not a very expensive knife for G10, micarta, or wood with some nice styling on it. The profile of this knife I find to be really handsome. It fits well in the palm too, like especially in this back bit with my hand, sitting in the groove right there nicely. I do appreciate that. But also I want to compare sizes to the $170 Devo Pony Stout, with it being a little bit bigger and chunkier in the hand. Now let's talk about opening and closing. So as far as the blade is concerned, you have Nitro V steel for the blade, the mix of materials being G10, micarta, and wood. And obviously you have also an ambidextrous pocket clip, very nice. And the clip itself sitting really nicely in the hand where my fingers aren't obstructed in any way. I don't feel the presence of the clip digging into my palm at all, which is really comfortable. Accessing this knife is pretty straightforward and easy, with the pocket clip sitting nice and high up and only a small portion appearing, so it almost goes into that gentleman's carry range. And I honestly could see Lynch creating a version of it where the clip goes a little bit higher, and then you can really just vanish in there and be this nice casual carry around. It leaves a really small footprint in your pocket as well, so it's a nice compact carry. And as far as opening and closing goes, well, there you are. A nice little line lock with a single opening mechanism. About as straightforward as it gets from these guys. Speaking of the one tab, you obviously have about 2 pounds of force required. And this knife, honestly, feels a lot sharper on the open than a lot of other Civivi comparisons that almost kind of drag themselves in the open position, where if I'm just going to slide my finger across, it will automatically fly with the weight of the knife in this short travel space. It's really nice and really crisp, leading to crisp sound, and that is my next segue into if acoustics are your thing at all. This knife has a surprisingly deep tone to it compared to the more muted notes of, let's say, the Altus. Granted, the Altus is also a button lock. Compare that again to the Pony, which really pops. I'll have to find another example knife because I feel like you guys have seen this thing 15 times before. And for some reason, maybe just the way this handle is shaped is shaping my expectations of it, but I was extremely surprised by the shortness and compactness of this handle. I was expecting almost like half an inch more on the backside of this thing. Maybe my mind was thinking about it like it was an Armite here, where there's a lot of space for me to use and to maneuver the knife as I see fit. A lot of real estate to operate in, but my suspicion is that Civivi wanted a really compact frame for the whole thing, where even this knife itself comes right out to the edge of the scales. And so the whole knife is in a small package, leaving a small footprint in your palm as possible. That being said, with the small scales, you also have plenty of space to choke up here and to get a better grip view. That's something you're really looking for, so you have a lot of control over how this blade moves and how you want to use it, meaning you can use it with confidence and you can modify your grip to suit your needs. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Civivi Regulatron. What do you think of this knife? What do you think of these sets of knives and what Civivi's been doing with their smaller knives like the EX1 and now this little guy? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Feel free to hop into the Discord. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.